Hey friends, it's Cassie. Welcome back for another video here on my YouTube channel. Today we have the Lawn Fawn Fans Summer Video Hop. So I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but let's jump into what we're making. I am going to be using this darling little axolotl. He's the I Like You Alotl stamp and dies. We also have the brand new Magic Iris Thought Bubble add-on. You know I love my Magic Iris, so we have the Magic Iris die. I've done several cards on this, and I'll have that linked down below, or the playlist afterwards, one or the other, maybe both. And then we're also going to be using the Magic Iris add-on, and then I have some Distress Oxides. So I have some watercolor paper all set. We're going to be using this as our background, and I am going to start with some cracked pistachio. I'm using my Pink and Main ergonomic brush to blend that right across the top. I'll clean that off a little bit, and then we'll move on to the brand new salvaged patina. That's going to go in the middle. And then our next color that we're going to bring in is Salty Ocean. So that'll be our final color at the bottom. It's pretty bright. This isn't usually a color combo that I might go for, but I really like how it turned out. So now I'm going to spritz a little bit of water on there, try to get some water droplets. Since these are Distress Oxides, I want those to react. I'll let those set a few seconds and then wipe that away. And then we're also going to bring in our Starry Nights, or Starry Colors Gonzai Tombi watercolor palette, and I'm going to splatter some of the like white or clear around that background. So it's just going to add a splatter of shimmer all over the back. So let me show you what that looks like. And I am so happy with that. All right, we're going to just heat set that a little bit and then run that through our die cutting machine with the Magic Iris add-on. And now I'm going to do this pretty quickly because I have other videos, but we've got 3 donuts. One of them you're going to use the hurricane on, 3 of your little balloon animals, 1 tab, and 3 of these little rectangular pieces. That's what you're going to need to get this started. I'm going to take my little balloon animal pieces and I'm going to take their tabs and put those right inside of the cutout piece of my donut. So they're going to wrap all around that circle. We're going to make sure that that is nice and lined up all around the circle, and then we're going to bring in some 3/16 inch glue dots. You have to use glue dots, and this is the size. Any other adhesive just is not going to work. So I'll take 1 dot and put that over the scored X on each one of my little balloon animal cutouts. I say that because they remind me of the balloons you'd use to cut out a balloon animal. Make sure that's good and lined up. Take another donut and set that right on top. Now I'm going to take that and flip it over. You'll notice there are some notches that were cut out when I used the hurricane piece. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some 1/4 inch score tape and go from that notch all the way to the edge of my donut. Then I'll peel off all of that release paper. And then I'm going to take one of the little rectangular pieces and line that right up on it. Each of the ends is curved a little bit, which makes it perfect. It lines up exactly how you need it to. And then I'm going to flip it over again. We'll take this piece. This is our tab, our pull tab, and I'm going to put some score tape just on the bottom half. I'll peel off that release paper, and then we'll stick this down and sort of make a V at the bottom. We're going to need another donut here, so I'm just taking that 1/4 inch score tape, putting that on those pieces that are sticking out, and I'll peel off that release paper, and then we're going to loosely stick our donut down and slightly push our pieces over. You don't want this to be too tight. If you make it too tight, your mechanism won't work very easily. It'll be very hard. So you don't have to go all the way to the edge, and then just play around with it to make sure that everything works well. There you go. Our mechanism's done. Like I said, I will have more of these, more videos linked afterwards. All right, I'll take a little bit more of that score tape, put it over the tabs that are already down. And then you definitely want to make sure that you don't put it all over that background, just put it on the tabs. And then I can stick my Magic Iris add-on right over the top. Make sure it's closed when you do it, so that way you can move your mechanism. And then there's this piece that I cut out from the Magic Iris add-on. I'm going to attach that down just using a little bit of liquid glue. You'll have some that sticks off, and then from the tab underneath, and then you can just trim that off. Easy peasy, right? Line everything up, flip it over, or not flip it over, just trim it off. And then that piece is all ready to go. Now we're going to move on to our stamping and coloring. I went ahead and stamped everything using some Memento Tuxedo black ink onto some Express It cardstock because I'm doing some Copic coloring, and this is going to be fairly simple. Using a 2-color blend, we have V01, and then we're bringing in V15 just for a little added touch of dimension. And then for our cute little axolotl, I'm not sure I colored him correctly, but these are the colors I'm going to be using, R43 and R35. I just think he's too dang cute, as all lawn fawn critters are, but to have an axolotl just makes me giggle. Bringing in that R35, then we'll blend that out with that R43. And then we'll come in and we'll do the rest of him, which I'm going to be using some E93 and some E30. It's more of a pinky color, that E93, and I'm just putting it on where his nose would be. Some of those that I looked up look like their little noses were a lot pinker than the rest of them. And then I'll blend that out as best I can with the E30. And we'll do it for both of them. Our next step would be to bring in the matching dies, and then we'll die cut everything out. Now, like I said, this is a part of a video hop, so you're going to want to hop along and make sure that you comment. I'll talk a little bit more about that later as well. This piece was cut out from the brand new Magic Iris Thought Bubble add-on. I just had to have it since I'm in love with my Magic Iris. I make these all the time. They're so simple to do once you get the hang of it, and they're super fun, and the recipients just love them. So this is the centerpiece from that add-on, and I'm just stamping the Thanks a Lotl on the inside of it, and then a couple of little hearts on it. This is going to go inside where our iris will open up, and then I'm going to stamp some of the kelp or seaweed or whatever it is on the background using some more of that Salty Ocean Distress Oxide. It doesn't show up a lot, but you can see it a little bit. I'll glue down my other pieces of kelp over the top of that, you know, staggering them, having some of them hang off, and then we'll even glue down our little axolotl. I do die cut out the part that makes it look like he's actually thinking. There are 2 pieces of that, one so that you could do it so that he's looking or thinking this way, or one that he's thinking the other way. And then I'll just glue that down to the background. I'm going to have the next person that you're going to want to hop and check out linked after right below on this video. Make sure you hit that down arrow to check out the description box. Not only will all the products I used be linked, but our next hopper will be in there as well. I'm stamping out my sentiment. I'm going to trim that down, just give it a little bit of a slanted edge. We'll glue it just to our first piece. And then I'm going to glue down those pieces a little bit better. That popped off. We'll glue it back down, flip it over, and trim off the excess. Now, I do make one little error here, and it's really not a big deal. It doesn't really affect the card, but it will maybe later on when I go to mail it. I don't think it will, because to be honest, I didn't think about it until I was actually editing the video, but we'll talk about it as it happens. I'm stamping some of that kelp on the inside, and we'll glue down our last little axolotl. We'll close it up, and then I am just going to be putting some glue around our Magic Iris. What I should have done was added some foam tape to the bottom and top of this card so that it wouldn't sag too much, but honestly, I really, like I said, I didn't even notice until watching this video. But yeah, if you want to make it a little bit more stable, that's the way to do it. I'll take my glue and I will glue my sentiment right to the inside here, just popping that in place, manipulating that a little bit, and then I can close it up and play with it. I just love how these Magic Iris cards work. They're so much fun. So once again, part of a video hop, head down to my description box to check out the next hopper you're going to want to go see. There is a $25 gift card available, so comment, comment, comment. And that is to Lawn Fawn. Yes, I'll have that linked down below as well. All right, everybody, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.